Jai Hind and Happy Republic Day to all. As we all are celebrating a 70th Republic Day, so on this auspicious occasion, I would like to present the opinion and views of our dignitaries who have been continuously making difference in the fields of education. Sir, as a preamble states that the Constitution ensures equality to all, so what is your take on this?
Basic foundation stone of any democracy is equality. Equality before law, equality for anything. And our preamble rightly states that we as a democracy, we have to be equal to each other. And that is one of the points. And my thoughts are that this is the cornerstone and the foundation stone of any country. And our republic rightly has a preamble which says that everyone is equal.
Sir, a message you would like to give to all Sunbeams?
My message to all Sunbeams is like, you must live for your country. You must all make sure that your country becomes one of the greatest nations of the world. As young people and as people who are growing up, you are an Indian first, and whatever you think about yourself, that doesn't stand a chance in front of Desh Bhakti. So we say Jai Hind in Sunbeam, you all know that, and that is to inculcate the values of nationalism in each student. My message to you is, be Indian first and anything else later.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, on this Republic Day, what is your take on the democracy that we follow and the fundamental rights that the Constitution ensures? How far have we reached to ensure what we thought during independence?
I personally feel that as a nation of diversities, we started off with lofty ideals, and given our incredible history of rising as the underdogs after the oppressive rule of so many years, it is very difficult for a people or a nation to come out from the shackles of thought governance, and that to the constrictions of thought governance, and then to find their way. As to where we are and have we really achieved what we started out to achieve, well, ours was a utopian ideal. And primarily because we had gone through so much of struggle that obviously our idea of democracy was larger than what its practical implications would be. The Constitution, the fundamental rights have very concretely envisaged the picture of what the Indian democracy ought to be. But it is not easy to undo shackles of 150 years and to emerge triumphant in just 70 years of time. An entire generation, an entire people are laboring under the psychosis of not having exercised independence of thought. So obviously what I feel about the Indian democracy is that we are still a work in progress. At times we do whip ourselves and we say with a lot of cynicism, is this the freedom that we worked for? Well, it may not be the ideal freedom that we envisaged and wanted, but then who says that we are not on the right path? There are going to be trials and tribulations. Autonomy is not as wonderful a thing as it is made out to be, given the kind of diversity that we have in the populace. So I feel extremely hopeful. Which nation has not gone through this kind of a turbulence when they are nation building? So the emerging India now is on the right path. We are still juggling with our history, we are making peace with our present, and therefore we are hopeful of the future. So I would say for the other generations, for the generations who are coming up, don't give up on the country. Don't let cynicism and sometimes the all-pervading negativism around you discourage you into believing that nothing is possible and that we will not be able to rout out certain problems that we have. I would suggest this is the right way to do things. We build something, we discard something, we take in something new, we retain something old, and we constantly evolve. Believe in the nation, believe in the spirit of democracy, and we shall achieve. And who says ideals are all meant to be achieved. We can strive towards achieving them. That in itself is progress.
A message for all Sunbeams on this Republic Day.
I personally feel that Sunbeam is a microcosm of the world around us. And it is my personal experience that whenever this microcosm of people, be it 5,000 or 20,000, when this microcosm comes together as one spirit, as one united thought and vision, it works miracles. I would like to extrapolate it to the country at large. If 5,000 people who are united in thought and action and purpose can work such miracles, think what 8 billion people with their combined strength of conviction and effort can bring about in this world, in this country. So believe in the magic of your own convictions, believe in the power of your effort, and do not let anything dissuade you from contributing your bit, however tiny it may be, towards nation building. That's my message.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, on this Republic Day, we would like to know your opinion on the gravity of our Constitution and the promises which our preamble ensures.
Well, my dear student, first of all, Happy Republic Day to you and all the students of India. Well, as far as the Constitution is concerned, see, the Constitution has been made by the Constituent Assembly in 1946. It came into existence. But the fact is, the Constitution is something which is very, very live. It keeps changing and it rules the country. That's the primary law of the nation, of the land, which gives birth to several other laws. That rules the country. Hence, it has to keep changing. So we the citizens, you the citizens of the country, we have a responsibility towards the holiness of the Constitution, that we should abide by it. So long as we override it, we do not abide by the norms laid in the Constitution, the Constitution keeps on becoming longer day by day, because it has to encompass yet another provision for some lawbreakers.
Yes.
So that is it. The Constitution lives with us and we have to live with the Constitution.
A message for all Sunbeams on this Republic Day.
My dear Sunbeams, the nation is yours and the nation is made up of cities. The city is yours. Start from the city, look around yourself and see what changes you can bring in. And if you can't change people, then try to be a motivator, be a factor of change at least. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, ma'am. As we are celebrating our Republic Day, we would like to know your opinion on fundamental duties which our Constitution encompasses, and how far have we reached to ensure that the citizens adhere to the duties assigned.
I feel like in the constitutions we have both the rights and the duties, and we should definitely pay more attention to the duties rather than the rights, because when we talk about our rights, we only focus on what we want or what is good for us, whereas duties are utmost important. At any place, when we do our duties, then only we can claim for rights as well. So many fundamental duties have been laid down in the Constitution, but I don't think every one of us follows it. There are few, each one of us follow it, and we need to focus more on it. And I would say, let's not talk about these duties only on the 15th August or 26th January. Rather than it should be focused every day of the year, so that we are reminded of that what we are doing, what we can improve and what we should be doing further.
A message for all Sunbeams on this Republic Day.
On this Republic Day, I would say that we made the Indian Constitution long back when we got freedom after that. And we have this year come up with the Sunbeam Constitution, which the Student Council of 2017 has framed it with a lot of hard work. And let me tell you, this constitution has been framed after a lot of churning, debates, discussions, and then we have come up to the few points. And I think that this constitution would help every Sunbeam to focus that what they are capable of doing, what are their rights, what are their duties. And I think we'll see a better Sunbeam in the coming future as well. So wishing you all good luck. And this constitution we made for Sunbeam, make your own home constitution, which can even ensure that you are a good human being as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Jai Hind, ma'am, and Happy Republic Day. On this day, ma'am, we would like to know your stand on the principles of justice and liberty which our constitution ensures to all its citizens.
I feel I have absolute confidence in the judiciary and liberty as promised in the constitution, and I feel the institution is doing the right kind of work, and if cases are put in such a way, then justice is ensured from the court. I don't think any citizen would have feel that the case has not come, it has not been, the justice has not been given properly. So I have full faith in the judicial system as well as in the constitution, which has ensured liberty, freedom and justice to the country.
A message for all Sunbeams on this Republic Day.
My message for all the Sunbeamians would be that instead of today on Republic Day, our true contribution to the independent India would be is that each one of us should think what is my role before asking what is my right. Today we have to fight the menace that has been created because of excessive use of material that are polluting our environment. So how are we going to protect what is our contribution in the system, entire system, so that we make this country once again the golden bird? That's my message. Each one of us should think, what should I contribute? What is my contribution? How am I going to contribute? What am I going to do to make this country a beautiful place to live? Thank you.